So, March is almost here. Selection Sunday is officially less than a month away. In this video, we're going to talk about the Power 6 teams to make the NCAA tournament the least amount of times. So, in the 5 spot, there's a few teams tied at 10. One of those, the Georgia Bulldogs, who have made the NCAA tournament 10 times in their team's history. The last being in 2015, 10 years ago. Mike White has them fighting on the bubble this year. They could end the drought. Next up is Penn State. Penn State has also made 10 NCAA tournaments, their last being in 2023. They don't have a shot to make it this year, even after a promising start. Next is the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They have also made 10 NCAA tournament appearances in their team's history, their last coming in 2019. They've been one of the worst Power 5 teams the last few years. And the last team in the 5 spot is South Carolina, who also has 10 appearances. Their last coming last season, as they were one of the more surprised teams in the country, coming in second in the SEC, earning a 6th seed. This year, they are currently 0-12 in conference play. In our 4th place spot is Ole Miss, who has 9 NCAA tournament appearances all time. Their last coming in 2019, but they're going to get their 10th this year. They have Chris Beard in his 2nd season. Ole Miss is rolling. They're a top 25 team, probably going to be a top 5 seed. Nebraska coming in at number 3 with 8 NCAA tournament appearances all time. Nebraska had a 10-year drought before last year when they finally made the NCAA tournament again. They have a good shot to make it again this year. They're starting to heat back up with Fred Hoiberg at coach. As long as he's there, Nebraska is going to keep rising up. They're going to continue to make tournaments. Also tied with 8 is Rutgers. Rutgers was the team who also had a long drought, but has made it a couple times in the past 3 years, was also going to make it that COVID season that got canceled. They had high hopes coming into the season with Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey. Didn't live up to expectations, but overall Rutgers is another program that's been on the rise, but probably not going to make the tournament this year. And coming in at number 2 is UCF. This one's a little flawed because UCF just entered the Power 5 a couple years ago, but they only have 5 NCAA tournament appearances in their team's history. The last coming in 2019 when they almost took down Zion and Duke in that really good 2019 Duke team that featured Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett, but they came up just short, haven't been back to the tournament since. Was another team that looked like they had a good shot at the beginning of the year, but it fell off. So coming in at the number 1 spot is Northwestern, who has 3 NCAA tournament appearances all time. Their last coming in 2024, their first ever coming in 2017, which is nuts. But they have a great coach in Chris Collins. They used to be the doormat of the Big Ten. They're not anymore. They're going to continue to be competitive as long as he's there. And yeah, 3 tournament appearances in their team's history. But as long as Chris Collins is there, they're going to continue to be competitive, and they're not done making NCAA tournaments. Also, an honorable mention for this video is Washington State, who I don't consider a Power 5 team anymore, but they have only made 7 NCAA tournament appearances in their team's history, even though they're now in the West Coast Conference as of this year.